YouTube live. I'll just switch that round a bit. That's it, we're on. We'll go live now and then we'll talk about the Leeds game. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin here. Thanks for joining me at Go Live. It's not gone live yet. Here we go. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin here. Thanks for joining me on Facebook and YouTube Live. And thanks as always to the sponsors, GRS Insulation, Galaxy Blinds, Smith & Friends Estate Agents, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Dovecot, Advanced Utility Solutions, Heroes and Legends, Cornerstone and TGM Cars. Leeds United tonight, obviously we travelled to Ellen Road without any fear. We beat them in the cup. I know it was totally different. Both the team played shadow teams and weekend teams. Tonight it was full on. Michael Carrick made 3 changes as expected. He's in the way now. I just chopping and changing every week, irrespective of performances, of results, and he's going with his gut, and I respect that totally. If you don't know the team was Dieng, Borges left, Dick Steele right, so Dick Steele kept his place over Ayling. Edmondson and Big Clark come in for Fry, McGree come in for Bazog on the left, Dope on the right, Hackney Beleza, and Azaz was just behind Latilaf, who came in for Conway. On the bench was Bazog, Jones, Ayling, Gilbert, Howson, Hamilton, Conway, Bryn and McCormack. I'll be honest, I watched the whole game, of course. Leeds, for me, totally controlled the first half. Dominated possession, created several chances. We had one effort at goal, and it was a wayward shot by Azaz. And that was our contribution in the first half. Whatever happened at half time, we came out much better side second half. McGree had a chance inside left, hit it, the keeper made a good save. Then Dokes touch let him down, the keeper come out and parried it. I thought he was going to dink it over him, and then we scored the goal. Because we were in the game now. First half just passed us by. Second half, we made a statement. Blaze across the ball, it was an in-swinging corner for the far side, and their man put it on in the back of his own net. So that was 1-1, and then it was game on. And then all of a sudden, what do I say every week on here? You get away with it against the lesser teams in the division, fanning about in wrong areas and in your own half. 2 goals, we conceded. I've got a mate of mine just put suicide. And I thought, wait, and then a goal went in. So wherever he lives or wherever he's watching the world, he was a minute before me. And I knew right away when he said it, I knew it was happening. And sure enough, I watch it and we're fanning about, my word terminology, fanning about, give the ball away, done. Fanning about again, done. End up 3-1. If we're going to take risks and chances and invite pressure when we're not very good at it, we get away with it against the lesser teams. Leeds are one of the better sides in the division. As a Burnley, we've got a good point at Burnley. Tonight, I was thinking, point, we'll take it. But no points and getting done 3. And if the game lasted 97 minutes, we played for half an hour. They played for 67 minutes. So I've no room here to sit and complain and say, oh, this should have happened. No, stop messing about the back. We're back in the game. It's 1 each. They're at home. Everybody in the main's behind them except the travelling Borough supporters who I heard again through my television. Don't give them any option. Clear the ball, push up. I know we're a footballing team. I love football. I was a footballer, I couldn't tackle a dinner. Didn't know much about defending. But I know against Leeds, who are a good team, we clear the danger and don't mess about in the wrong areas. I say it every week on here. And then I watch it tonight and I'm thinking, for goodness sake, man, I want to put the telly through the window. When are we going to learn? When are we going to learn? Sorry, Bernie, that was abysmal tonight. That's for Andrew Smith. We couldn't pass wind. I tell you what, the first half, the passing of Beleza and Hackney, oh dear me. We never created anything. Dope on the right. He had a couple of chances to get in, didn't do it. On the left, McGree was non-existent, and I'm a fan of McGree's, but he's been in the team that much. He's going to suffer. Azaz, he was the only guy that had a shot for us in the first half, and it nearly hit the corner flag. So, but as I say, second half, we came out a better team. We could only come out better. And then when we get a couple of chances and then we score the goal, they're looking a bit rocky. And then they took hold again once we started messing about. Where are we here? Right, so that's that. Sorry, it was my fault. Mohammed says, hi Bernie. Bernie Slade, are you okay, Paul? All right, Mohammed. Lacking game management, maturity, and basic decision making up the borough. Decision making, simplicity. Don't mess about in the wrong areas against a very good team who are pressing you, who are closing you down and harassing you and forcing you into errors. Where Bottle goes, you can do it against QPR and Portsmouth and Hull City. But these teams are a highly charged outfit who go for the jugular, go to close you down instantly. And we're to get away. It's like a hot potato. The other team sit off you, go, oh, here, come on. I could play in a team like that against a dodgy side. Poor decision all over the pitch. It's embarrassing for Colin Fryatt. Steve Gatton says, oh my God, Bernie, what the F was that? Slow out of the blocks. Passing terrible. Laugh no touches. Laugh wasn't in it because he never got any real service. But a couple of times it came into him and it didn't stick. To enable the midfield to come up when it comes into him, I mean down here, I mean not in the air. His touch was letting him down now and again, and that your midfield can't go in and link in. 3-yard passes nowhere near our shooting was terrible. Mohammed says, have to beat Millwall badly. The manager is leaving. There he is, he's leaving. He's been there on 2 occasions. I think he's #1 scorer in the history. So he's a big name there and a big guy that's admired. But by all accounts, he's came to a mutual decision with the football club that he loves. And he's only 6 points behind Middlesbrough. And they've got 2 games in hand. So I don't know, there must be more than meets the eye. I don't think we're getting the full story, but it's a bit bizarre, isn't it? They've even said that Middlesbrough is his last game. He blasted... he's leaving Millwall on the weekend after they blasted his fans last week. That cost his job. I never read it like that. I only seen a clip on the YouTube. Hi Bernie, what happened there? Playing out from the back again. Stephen, don't even get me started. It's typical. I keep hearing national radio saying when Spurs play, oh, it's Spursy-like. Well, this is Borough-like. Bursy-like. We know we're going to mess about against the weaker teams, the teams that don't close you, harass you, and are quitting. You get away with it. Against Leeds, we get caught with our pants down. 2 occasions. 2 occasions. And the first goal they scored, I still question where we were then. I don't see us playing many balls like that. That, for me, is the best ball. Don't forget, I played up front and outside left. The boy got the ball on the right, and he curled his right peg, right boot, round the ball, right up the flank, in behind Borges. The Welsh lad went up, crossed it, and then there was a bit of misunderstanding, and they had 2 bites at it and ended up scoring. We had 2 shots on target. Yeah, McGree had the shot. We scored the goal. That was an own goal. Well, this is the thing. We talk about our strikers and we scored 20. We cannot just sweep it under the bed and say, oh, we've scored 21 goals and forget about it. The goal output has been amazing. But the best strikers, the ones who are serious strikers, score in the big games. They get chances, they create chances, and they score against big opposition. And the last 2 big games have been 2 of the biggest games we've played this season so far. And Dick Steele scored in our own goal. The big boys, our big strikers, have to come up to the fore and start scoring in the big games, the key games, the ones that really matter, the ones where it is tight. How Belaza Hackney get 90 minutes, really poor decisions, passing with him in possession, and gave them 2 goals. Awful Graham Addison. I would like any of your local journalists to say to Carrick, we say it regular, do you regret messing about at the back in the wrong areas when you're back in the game? Why would you do such a thing knowing that Leeds is a very high pressing team? I think it's common sense. I love football. But sometimes it gets boring passing along the back. But when you're passing along the back and you're getting your pants pulled down and they're putting 2 in the net, it's no good. Sorry, Bernie, but Azaz and Belaze are not strong enough for this type of game, said Matt Scott. They're both too weak and slow. Needed a real captain tonight. We just didn't have one. But we had one on the bench. Johnny Howson was the man, wasn't he? Johnny could have come on at 1-1 and maybe stifled it and tried to calm things down, calm the waters, but highly frustrating night. It really was. As I say, Leeds were the better team first half. No, he's not open to debate. I don't care who says what. No, he's not open to debate. And we were lucky to get 1-0 down. It could have been 2 or 3. Second half, whatever happened at half time, no doubt there's been a few words exchanged and a bit of stroke in the egos, and we come out a better team. Well, better than what we were in the first half. Created a good chance, as I say. McGree shot inside left, Nikita made a good save, and then there was a great ball played through. It was Hackney. Azaz went to have a shot, and the lad blocked him, and then Hackney played it to Doak, and Doak was 1-on-1, but his first touch was heavy, which invited the keeper to come out, and the keeper didn't wipe him out, he got the ball first. And then we scored the goal, and then it was, hold on a minute, let's see how good Leeds are now. We've scored a goal, but we just played into their hands. Leeds Christmas present early, horrendous, Bernie, Timmy Leach. Simon Milner says, TBF, Bernie, it was Hackney and Belazer, the passing was abysmal. The first half, some of the passing was brutal. I can't sit here and defend the indefensible. It was brutal. We couldn't pass the parcel. Yeah, not good enough. High pressurised games. The big guns, the big boys, the better players are meant to come to the fore. I didn't see anybody come to the fore tonight. Did you? Tell me if you did. I'll be honest, I thought Big Clarkey and Edmondson, obviously at the end they were, well, if you give the ball away, I thought they were half decent. They did a lot of work and blocks and diagonal balls. Big Clarkey was hitting them like Beckenbauer of old. No, I'm joking. No, but he did hit a couple of great diagonal balls. Azaz has been missing for the last 2 games now. Totally anonymous. Custody Player of the Month. Award strikes again. Well, you're a superstitious Phil Andrew way. Yeah, that's what you used to say, Manager of the Month, and then you get beat next 4 games, or if you get Player of the Month or Man of the Month, whatever you call it. I call it Man of the Month. Man of the Match. Then the wheels are meant to come off, but I don't buy into that. We call Dan Belazer Dan Bad Passer. Malcolm, we bit of sarcasm there. Look, I know we're down. The players will be down. The fans will certainly be down. I mean, my mate phoned me at half time, and he's at the game, and he saw the writing in the wall. He's seen it live. I'm watching it on the TV screen. Where was Dale Fry tonight? Andrew Hill. Well, Dale Fry's been out a year. He's only played 2 games. So no surprise that he get changed. Are you surprised, Andrew, at that? But because he's played well. I've seen loads of players playing well this season, and the next game they're left out. So nothing surprises me now with the lineups. I mean, as I say, we made 3 changes tonight. There weren't ones I quizzed. I never thought for a minute they'd bring Bryn back. I did think we'd bring Letty Laugh back. I didn't think he'd bring McGree in. But as I say, Carrick's sticking to what his beliefs are. He's sticking to the way we fanny about at the back, which I don't like, and I'll keep saying it. And as I say, against the better teams, we'll get done. And we get done tonight. 2 goals. We're getting a point out tonight, which would have been classed as a bad one, but we gave them it. We gave them it. Because we're messing about in the wrong areas. Ilmake, Simon, Milner. Try and get better forwards in January. I thought, look, the forwards, I judge forwards. Obviously, that's one thing we've not got up front. If the ball gets played to the striker, there's nobody to hold it up. Super strong, aggressive, back in. We've not got anybody in the books like that. Coburn, young raw lad, he had those qualities. Well, more qualities than any of the lads we've got now. The other lads are more, they want to get it late and spin and get over, or get it over the top. But we've nobody who can actually just stand there and hold it up. That's something we're definitely missing. Why does Carrick take an age to make substitutes? But they never messed about with substitutes. They were putting them on there. I seen that, and then I thought, well, I don't know. Again, Carrick's doing it his way. Sometimes I think, yeah, why don't you get the subs on early? But he's the coach. He's in charge of match day affairs, and he'll do it his way. And he's still got us in the top 6 doing it his way. So But as I say, this mess about the back, many times I get bored. It's repetitive and boring. George Edmondson was decent. Yeah, I agree. Peter Sloan says, absolutely poor play. Can't believe how many games many times we give the balls away. Cost us so many points. Looks like playoffs for us. Well, as I say, we really need to get our home form together. I thought getting into the 3 games, which I class as big games. I'm not so sure the Millwall now because the manager's been leaving after our game. I thought 5 points out of 9 would have been a good return. Well, we need to win on Saturday against Millwall to get 4 out of 9. Still in the top 6. January, we need to bring in players who can actually pass the ball, who show composure on the ball. As I say, Colin, when you pack the only passes in the first half that we passed accurately was along the back line. They came close and went, oh, here, and then it came across again. That's the only time the pass. Once we start to go forward, we're not very good at it when you're getting closed down. That's why, for me, you should be playing up the flanks. The way they get the first goal, that's the balls I like. That's the ball. And we've got a bit of pace and laugh and whatever to bend his run and go and get the ball. Play up the line and behind the fullback. But Laser was awful. He offers no protection to the defence whatsoever. The amount of times the midfielders walked past him was a joke. He's meant to be in there for passing. His passing was shocking. Howson should have been in from the start instead of him. Needs some protection against a team like Leeds. You know, cherry picking one player. I didn't see anybody perform tonight. I thought both full-backs first half get tortured. The 2 wide men, Doak and McGree, weren't productive, didn't create. Were main creator, Azaz wasn't in it. Latty Laugh never got a kick because he never got any service, and then he got his touch deserted him. So for me, all over the park, everybody carries it together. I don't think you can pick individuals as to why we get done tonight. But the goals we gave away, dear me, there's a few players to blame for that. But Laser can play when he's given time in the ball against Felicity. But that's what I'm saying, Colin. We can get away with that. Portsmouth, the lesser teams, the teams we've gubbed and walloped and humiliated, QPR, Hull City, we'll get away with it. They set off here, they defend. We moan about when they defend, but tonight we're moaning because it closes us down and we stick to that gamer. We need to pick and choose. They're backing off, we can keep the ball. Pull them in, play around them, get it. When teams are going right at us, we panic. And that's why so many balls are going astray. So in certain games we should say, do you know what, we're binning that. But we're going to play a different way tonight. We were beat from minute 1. Tommy Tit rhymes with that. This is Ditchburn. Management keep playing out from the back. Slow, boring, Tommy Tit football. Take me back to the 80s. No, I mean, hey, look, I watched Stockton Town and Saturday against Oldham is a great result. But the conditions were awful, brutal. And the first half was awful and brutal. And that was like 80s watching Wimbledon. They were hoofing it in the box, 90 feet in the air. Second half, Stockton were good. They got their act together and get used to the conditions. But no, I'm not so sure about 80s football. There's a time and place to be pissing about at the back. That's his word, I call it fanning. Carrick still hasn't learnt his lesson from Chelsea last season. And it's still happening now. I'm telling you, This could be the difference between getting in that top 6 and not. The better teams, if you would have watched the first half today, and it says both teams are going for promotion, you wouldn't have picked us. And then when you watch the second half messing about the back, you still wouldn't have picked us. No, that's not a point. We'll get a point. That's a good point. We'll take it. Any point your travels against a half-decent team or a decent team is good. But no. I can't see Borough going up unless we get players that can do the basics in football. Passing was shocking, and that's being polite. Are the players realistic? I don't know. Adam Price. Look, I still think realistic because we can score goals. We've got guys who can score goals. I'm not so sure the big occasion players and scoring the big games, like tonight, like on Saturday, but big players have to come to the table and show their worth in these big games. It's okay scoring against the teams that's bobbing around the bottom half of the table. It's the big boys you want to score against. I'd like to think Macquarie at Middlesbrough, people reflect and go, yeah, he scored in big games. Yeah, he did that in that game, yeah. In the main, I did score in big games. Didn't score at Wembley. We never got a kick at Wembley against Chelsea in that Zenith Cup. But other games, Chelsea, yeah, scored goals. So big players have to come to the fore. And as I say, Dick Steele scored Saturday, own goal tonight. Limited chances, 2 shots on target. We will never get out of this league if we keep playing like that. Why do we beat ourselves with the poor passing we consistently do? Thought we would have learned to cut this out by now. And there's another one, that was for, is it Rodders? And Callum says there's a time and place to be peeing about the back. Carrot stock. Yeah, but listen, it's up to the players. Clark's experienced. Hey, listen, lads, we're back in the game. Don't mess about. I'll deal with Carrot with a gun. Let's no mess about. By the way, you watch Premier League football on a Saturday night. The amount of goals it's given with messing about at the back and taking risks, everybody's doing it. And everybody's not very good at it. I seen highlights of Celtic in Europe, not today. The last game they played. And one of the Celtic players messing about at the back, he turned round, passed it back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's out his goal and they're gone. It was embarrassing. So we're not the only team doing it, but I don't give a damn and toss about the rest of the teams. I'm bothered about Middlesbrough. We're not very good at it. Somebody take responsibility and say, listen, we know Michael says that, but we ain't doing it because tonight we've just gave a goal away for the second. We ain't giving a third away. But no, we do the same thing. And it happens again. Lack tempo tonight, no urgency. Clark at the back, to me, is clumsy and needs a kick up there. Well, he says they are, so that's fair, you're Andy. I thought Big Clark hey, don't forget Clark in the team, done alright, done well, out the team, slung back into arguably the biggest game of the season. Leeds white shirt, Bernie. Leeds white shirt, yeah, Leeds white shirt. I remember many years ago, I was at aged 11, I seen Celtic beat the great Leeds United, Hampden Park. Yeah, they were traditionally white, weren't they? Yeah, nice strips, some team, by the way. I'm not talking about this team tonight, but they were half decent tonight. David Carr says, well, what a load of Tommy tit that was, rhythmical. Bernie, not one of our so-called top players performed. They need to hang their heads. 3 points a must on Saturday, nothing else will do. Oh, I agree. Listen, if we want to keep the tempo up and keep that top 6, we need to win Saturday. I don't think it's even open to debate. The team will know they have to win. But I don't know what kind of mindset the Millwall, I don't really care, but I'm just imagining what kind of mindset they're in, knowing that the manager and one of their star players in their history is leaving after the Middlesbrough game. I think it's... Why is he saying that? Why not get the gig done and then say, I'm leaving? Why has he did it before the game? I don't understand it. It was a bit like McLaren when he says he was joining England and we had a UEFA Cup final coming up. What was that all about? They can't get out the bag. And we didn't perform in the final. Look, I'm not saying it would have we wouldn't have got walloped 4. We might have still got beat, but a lot of the players that liked McLaren, who get picked with McLaren, who got promotion with McLaren and won the Carling Cup with McLaren, would have been gutted that he was leaving. But for that to go public in the public arena, not just locally, nationally, around the world probably, because he's taking England manager, that was a bad thing. That's bad preparation. Francis Page says, we will be up there in May. Don't worry, just played 2 of the top teams in the championship and got a point out of 2 really hard away games on the bounce. Could have been worse. We could get none. Even the commentators just says we'll be right amongst it and move on to the Millwall. I've seen enough myself at Burnley to say we will be up there. Just stick together and believe. Yeah, the players have to believe, Francis. Look, we'll be 21 goals in about 5-6 games. That was amazing, astonishing, no matter who you're playing against. I'm not taking anything away. But when you play the better teams, you have to play better football. You have to be clever and more defensive minded and not be fragile or frail or take chances or risks. Because they're a good team. They're a high pressing team. They're known for high pressing. It's not, it didn't come as just, high press Middlesbrough. They do that to every team. And that's why they've let half the goals that we've let in. I have just said we gave them the goals and pissing around at the back. Again, lose it. Why doesn't Carrick learn? We can do that. Well, I don't know. It's like most managers, a lot of coaches, managers are stubborn. Look at Postecoglou. They've got one of the worst defences in the world, and yet they've got one of the best sides on the eye. You watch them and you go, wow, what a football team they are. The Tottenham fans have been craving, after Conte, Mourinho and co, craving football, because Tottenham's DNA is football, play good football. I've always liked watching Tottenham, but under Mourinho and that was boring. Then they get Postecoglou, he changes his dynamics. They're playing 5-star football when on the ball, but off the ball they're like raggy ass rovers. They're letting goals in galore. And he won't change it. And if Carrick doesn't change it against the better teams, like Chelsea in the Cup last year, like them tonight, then we'll get punished. Against the good teams, they know how we play. Should have plan B. Yeah. Paul McLean, say hiya, Paul. Not much between the teams, Bernie. Main difference, Leeds didn't make mistakes, we did. That's why we're in... where are we? Sorry, I've disappeared this. Sorry, I've pressed the wrong button and it's went back over. I'll just read it for you here. Sorry for myself. Tim Elite says, if Michael Carrick not turn a strip off them players right now, he's in the wrong job. Andrew Smith says, Rooney has called up big Mike Phelan. Yeah, Mike Phelan, that's the guy we were looking at, wasn't it? I think Carrick should call up Bernie as advisor. Well, I'd last 2 minutes, Andrew, you're joking, aren't you? Lee Helm says, so lopsided, we only have right wingers, nothing going forward on the left. Borges offers nothing, never beats his man or overlaps. Good teams have wingers, not just one side. Well, yeah, on the left side is a problem. McGree's never fit, or when he is, he plays the majority for his country rather than his club. Big Buzzog's thrown in and out. He's in one week, he's out the next. We'll play John Hamilton out there, who's a right winger rather than a left, but he'll never get in because Doak's there. Should we try Jones on the left? But it is a problem position. We're talking about Borges. I thought Borges, well, he got out for the goal. Borges is still settling in. I'm going to give him more time. But that left side does look frail. Ian Robinson says, dead right, Bernie. Wrong options by defenders playing the ball into midfield where players are tightly marked. You know, if you pass the ball to me and I've got a hairy backside defender behind me, the best I can do is give it back. I meant to make an angle, of course, and get it so I can see both ways, but that doesn't always happen. And it's just taking chances, taking risks. As I say, one of my mates, who's an educated lad, just put, and obviously time differences and television, whatever, there must have been 30 seconds out of sight because he just put suicide. And this was at one each. And that's all he put, suicide, meaning suicide football, of course. And when I seen that word, I thought, there's going to be a goal going in here. And it's going to be caused by fanning. And it was. I just seen that one word and I thought, we've given a goal away because we're messing about in the wrong areas. And I was right. That engine room was woeful in that first half. I can't believe Carrick didn't bring Housen on second half. Matt Wetter, if it wasn't for Edmondson and Clark, we would have got trounced in the first half. I agree. They got a few blocks in and try to get the lads round about motivated and keep them as compact as possible. Eventually we caved in, of course, because messing about. But yeah, I thought the two of them did half decent. I mean, they had a host of chances first half. But I don't understand. Carrick, two former Leeds players, leaders on the bench. When we equalised, why didn't he bring them on, Ayling and Housen? Well, I don't know the answer, but he could have brought anybody on. He could have put all the subs on. I don't think anybody could have complained about it taken off. But the players should give them match fee, pay back all the travelling fans. It was so bad to be true. Bad day all round on to the next game. That's for Stephen Guthrie up the Borough. When was the last clean sheet? I don't really look at clean sheets. I look at goals. But yeah, I know what you're saying. We're always likely to give a goal away, and tonight you can see the reasons why. Gambling. Bernie, what do you think about Carrick's subs? It was the 81st minute before he makes the first sub. He harps on about it's a good squad and a good bench, but he doesn't use his bench wisely. Fair enough. Yeah, possibly. But as I say, he's sticking to what he believes and he's got instinct. I mean, people were critical of Gareth Southgate, the England manager. Why does he not do that? Why is he not putting them on early? Why? He got you the final doing it his way. I think as a coach, we kind of listen to outside noise, i.e. me, you, whatever. We've all got opinions. He's the man that counts. He's the guy under pressure. He's the guy that knows the players greater than us. We can only comment on what we see on match day. We don't watch training. We don't look at all the stats. So yeah, he goes with his instinct. But I'm all for players play well, strikers score goals, they're guaranteed to play in the next game, bar an injury or an ego. But we know in the modern game, they chop and change just for the sake of it. A lot of coaches think they're tactical wizards. Oh, we can do anything. We can change him, we can drop him, we can rest him. We're only, 19, 20 games in? Come on. Ashley Wayman, midfield was poor tonight. Far too casual and slow. Architects of our own downfall tonight. We were trying to thread impossible passes and all of them are cut out. That's a good point, Ashley. There was risks. Again, that's a risk as well. You're still in your own half and you're trying to pierce the ball through the middle and they were cutting out time and time again. You know, the idea for having width is an outlet, get out there, and then the front men can spin and try and help get up the line, but never really happened tonight. Richard Pearson says the two in the middle of the park, or at the back, are plain and simply so Richard Pearson's not having any of the Edmondson and Clark scenario. The two in the middle at the back are plain and simply awful. Will definitely make playoffs, but while they're at the back, let's see, simply awful, will definitely player. While they're at the back, all it will be the goals Leeds scored tonight. We gave them. Hackney just can't continue to be captain. He's not aggressive enough after their mistakes tonight. From the two at the back, and Beleza, the captain, needs to be grabbing hold of him. So Richard's not happy. Matt says, excuse me, I also think that the first half was disjointed because of the changes made once again. Stick to the same 11. If we play well, continuity is everything for a settled team. But Carrick knows that. Carrick's just going with everybody else does. You're better to be a shepherd than a sheep. All coaches in the modern game are sheep. Pep does it, we'll do it. Every player in the box defensively, we'll do it. Every cup game, we'll chop and change. Every game, league game, doesn't matter who's playing well, we'll drop them, rest them, and we'll put them aside. I'm not a fan of it. Carrick's best season at Middlesbrough, no matter what he does, where he get promoted, his best season on the eye and footballing wise, we just missed out, was his first season. And that for me was his best. And don't forget, he's inexperienced then. He's 2.5 years in now. First year, unbelievable football. Best football I've witnessed in 35 years. The passing, the creativity, the goals. Akpom was the top scorer. Giles was the top provider. Everything was geared for that way. Let a few goals in, but we were geared to score more goals in opposition. And it was unbelievable football. And for me, the majority it was because we kept a settled team. But now, we change just for the sake of it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, I do. Because there's not enough shepherds. They're all sheep. Beleza, bad, but Hackney even worse tonight. How many times did they misplace a forward pass in the breakers for Harry? Yeah, I'm sure if you ask young Hackney, Hackney's been out for a while. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Still not an excuse, there's routine passes. This is how when you look at stats, and if you look at stats, they'll say, so-and-so, 60 accurate passes. But he's passing the heat of the door, 5-10 yards away. How many, if you say, if you had stats, how many defence-splitting passes were accurate, then the majority would be gone astray. You wouldn't be on the stats. We need to bring this young lad in from Villa on the left. We have Mo Ballin, scored 15 goals for Stockport. Well, he scored 14 last night. He played again, scored another one for Matthew King. Can't remember the lad's name, but he played for Stockport. He's on loan from Villa. He scored 14, well, Matthew's saying 15, so maybe I'm missing one, or maybe he's played another game. But he scored a lot of goals from the wing. But he does play up front as well, Matthew. But my fear is, if we are looking for somebody like that who can play up front as well, would that indicate that we are going to let somebody go in January? Belize about the Hackney must mention that. Yeah, so January's obviously window opportunity for a lot of teams. We just hope and pray that we don't let anybody go and we bring one or two in. Somebody on the left side, another forward wouldn't go amiss for me. Somebody different. I'd like somebody up front who's aggressive and tall. They're all similar. Ashley Wayman says, we've got an over-reliance on Doak. If he is an off game like tonight, we're snookered. Well, him and Azaz has been the biggest creators this season. And both of them weren't at it tonight. Doak was well marshalled. They've got a good defence. As I say, I think they've let half the goals in that we've let in. So they've got a half-decent defence. And the reason is, they defend on the front foot. They go at it to try and nick the ball off you. Dave McCarthy says, on the radio, it said Carrick was going mad at them for losing the ball all the time, just before they scored a second. But David, if we're not very good at it, and we've proved that time and time again, we've done this gig for, well, since Carrick came in, played the passing, everybody plays that passing along the back in the wrong areas, taking chances and risks. You're inviting pressure. But if you're playing a team like this, who are high-pressed, who are fast, who are young whippersnappers, some of them, you're going to get done. And we get done. Twice. We had a point in the bag and we gave 2 away. We invited them to go and we encouraged them, come on, we'll mess about in here. You take it off us and you put the ball in the net. And they obliged. Like I says, more chance of coffee off you than a Borough one tonight. There is, you're right. Matt Wetter says, how can people blame centre-backs when the midfielders don't know how to protect and win the ball back? It was a walk in the, this is for Matt Wetter, it was a walk in the park through a midfield. I agree with that as well. Not only did the passes go astray defensive-wise, we weren't at it. The lads don't know that. They don't need you saying it or me saying it. You know as a player, when you play a game, you know if you play well or indifferent or you're poor. You know that. And obviously today everybody's got an opinion. Borges got found out tonight, Bernie. Borges defensively flawed. Dick Sale had a difficult time down the right. Both flankers were busy and sharp and skillful. Don't talk about it. You just get hammered. Don't talk about it. You just get hammered. Don't talk about it. You just get hammered. That's from Northampton. Hey, I'm an honest man. Leeds were the better team for 60 minutes. 67 minutes. Yeah, there was 7 minutes overtime. Yeah, 67 minutes, Leeds were the better side. We had a 30-minute gap spell where we put a bit of pressure, scored a goal. Andrew Morley says, sorry Bernie Joseph Slavin, but Dick Steele was truly awful at right back. Yeah, as I say, Dalton Front was struggling to get back as well. He was trying, but struggling. McGree on the left was struggling to get back. So there was a lack of... The first goal we got, or conceded, the ball get... And I love this ball, but we don't as a team, don't seem to play it. If, say, Ailing or Dick Steele's got it on the right, we don't play it up the flank, by the forward, by the left back, or right back on the opposite side, play it in behind him, let the forward go and get it. We don't play those balls. And you need... Yeah, well, no, we don't do it, but they did it. And then when it goes by the left back, the Welsh lad comes in, big twatty gets pulled out to try and because the left backs were at position, Borges, and when he comes out there, there's obviously a bit of mayhem in the 6-yard box. The keeper, the defender, with one defender down because Clarkie's up there. There was a bit of mayhem. The first goal was a poor goal as well. Dixie will show off a right back, tackling awful and even worse his passing. Yeah. Daniel Farke, that's the manager, isn't it? Had us sussed as he doubled up and Doak. And other teams do the same, then we're sussed out again. Well, people know now. I've seen players try to do that. We can't rely on one player and Doak. No, look, Doak eventually is going to be doubled up. There's teams tried it and failed. I think Luton did it successfully, fairly successfully. Don't forget, Doak's only 18. David McCarthy says that Stockport lad is young, so he doesn't need to be registered in the 25, I think. I don't know how old he is. I just know he's got. I looked at his age, I looked at his goals, and I thought 14 goals, not bad. My dad says hi, Bernie. He's watching. Sophie Pattinson. Hiya, Sophie. Sophie Parky, the one and only Parky boy. I love you, man. I love you, Parky. I'm sure you watched it, Parky. I hope you didn't have a bet in the GGs. You still watching that Love Island, Parky? Oh, dear God, I can't think it was Parky. Love Island. Anyway, Parky, good luck, and yeah, down the line we'll be looking to do a gig. See you later, Parky, but I'll keep watching, Parky boy. I hope I don't make you doze off. Terry Goodwin says, Doak too indecisive, doesn't know what to do when he gets the ball. Yeah, but sometimes we release the ball too late and everything shuts down. There was times you get the ball and the defender was right there. Again, closing down was very good for Leeds' point of view. But sometimes our passing is so slow and deliberate that the time it gets to Doak, he's surrounded. If we get the ball, if we have a look and get the ball in and give him it first time, he's got more time to take him on. But time we get the ball to him and it's a slow pass, he's surrounded. Michael Goody, hi Michael, Goody lads. Hi Bernie, I think Leeds probably best team in the league. Not many teams will beat them. I've watched them a couple of times in the Fuffed and Puffed, but tonight, as I say, they looked like championship winners material, didn't they? We were secondary on the night. Don't forget we played them. Down the line. Yeah, I think, but they'll definitely be up there. But I'm still confident we'll be in top 6. I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe, of course. The goals we scored, and they're giving away stupid goals, taking risks and chances. That could be costly. Chopping and changing every week can catch up with you. 7 defeats now, Bernie. You may remember me saying that no team in the last decade has got automatic promotion losing more than 11 games. If we make the playoffs, we will have to stop conceding them. Then we won't lose in the playoffs. Wishful thinking. As David McCarthy says, what I was meaning by not needing to be registered in the 25 mean we wouldn't need to sell anyone. Oh, right, okay, sorry. Doak could do with a rest on Saturday, I think. David, this rest carry on, it's a modern buzzword, rest. If you can tell me the answer, then I'll bow to your superior knowledge and I'll agree with you. Doak is 18 years of age. I played 10 minutes, wow, flown in. I played with lads at 18, 19, 20 when I first came to Middlesbrough. With a sponge man, no dietitians, no psychologists, no sports science. Pitches were unbelievably bad, balls were heavier, weather was probably terrible and the pitches were rutted. Very few has missed the game. Modern players, 18 years old, who's played maybe 10 games in 3-4 for each country. Rest? What do you mean? I don't buy into it. I don't buy into it. A rest. If you went to a manager, when I played, and don't forget I didn't play 1920. I played I finished 92 in the Premier League. For Middlesbrough. Well, I went to Portville, but for Middlesbrough, 92 in the Premier. If we went to the manager at a time and says, you're tired, his answer would probably be, you're tired. Try doing a 50, 60-hour shift. Like the guy comes and pays to watch you. That's what he probably says. And I would say that. Even now I would say that. If a player came to me, I've never heard any player saying they're tired. I know what it is. The modern game, I've got the sports scientists who map down all the data, how many miles you ran, how many wee tweaks, how many sprints, and then they'll go to Carrick the coach and say, listen, Michael, we've had a review of his stats and I think maybe he needs a wee rest. I don't buy into it. Sorry, I don't buy into it. If we win the next game, Carrick needs to play the same team again and again. That's for Dan Smith, and Dan also says, hi Bernie, let's move on from tonight. Very disappointing. Yeah, we can't just brush under the carpet. We have to talk about it. That's why we're here and all getting involved. But don't overdo it in Middlesbrough. We're playing a good team. The only thing I'm overdoing is we give them 2 goals. We had a point on the board, in the bag, and we gambled and messed about in the wrong areas and invited pressure. We are a high pressing team who are very good at it and known to be very good at it, and we still took risks and we get caught. I've not read any of these. I'll read them. Well, some of them will be out of sight. Probably have to bin them now. Home records from Burnley, Sheffield United and Leeds say it all. Burnley, Sheffield United and Leeds say it all. As I say, big players, big teams put in big performances against the best sides. Not the lesser teams, the big boys. That's when you earn your crust. And only one sub you had, Bernie, in those days. There was 1 then 2 maximum. Yeah, you're right. As I say, you can go and look at the stats. Did somebody send me something? No. I'm just trying. I don't mean this isn't a setup. I don't know if I've got it, to be fair. There was something I had. I'm sure I put it away thinking, yeah, I have it. Right, okay. So let's get this. Take this in. Don't kid yourself. The game's changed. Okay, it's changed for the worst. VAR crap in the top flight. It's changed because everybody fannies about it back and takes chances, where years ago they didn't do it. This thing about resting players and it needs a rest. I've told you 5 minutes ago, the pitches before and after I played were ridiculous. Games shouldn't have been on, but they were on. David Armstrong, this is the thing somebody sent me. Most consecutive league appearances for Middlesbrough, your club, the team you support, and you're always trying to defend people saying they need a rest after, 19, 20 games. David Armstrong, between March 1973 and 1980, consecutive games, he played 305. Take that in. 305. And we play 5 games, so I need a rest. Pants. Ray Yeoman. I remember Ray Yeoman. I met Ray. God rest him. 190 between 58 and 63. Heine Otto. 82, 85, 139 straight games. Myself. 136 games. October. 85 to 88. Tim Williamson. Well, he was away 1907. 1911. 130. Bill Harris. 127, that was 54 to 57. Wally Madron, the late great Wally Madron. Great guy, great manager, great talent spotter. 125 in the bounce, and he was known for having injuries, and he still played 125 in the bounce between 73 and 76. Again, myself, 116 between 88 December to May 91. Jim Platt, goalkeeper. Goalkeeper should play in the main every game. 112 from 71 to 74. And last, not least, Stewie Bohm, centre-half. Played alongside Wally Madron. 105 from 73 to 76. So, how can I read those stats out when the pitches were crap? You didn't have dietitians, sports scientists, psychologists, great pitches, great training facilities. How can that be that the modern player can only play a handful of games and then they want them to rest? If you give me the answer, I might think, you know what? I'll agree. No excuses, you get hammered. But now when you hide behind the news and Northampton, you don't give your name. How many games did you play when you were injured? How many games did I play when you were injured? Is that some kind of joke? I'll tell you what, I missed very few games for Middlesbrough. I think I missed about 3 games. Well, no, when Lenny was in charge, Lenny Lawrence, my old mate, I'm his pal now. Well, not his pal, but I respect him now, and yeah, so look, if you've got out and out injuries, I sympathise, because some people are injury prone, and I totally sympathise with that, and I think it's horrible for everybody concerned. But if it's somebody else taking the opinion that you need a rest, I don't buy into it. Talking of the top six, Watford are 7th, 1 point behind us, but with 2 games in hand. Tommy Johnson was a magician. He could get players to run off broken legs. Laugh out loud, Dave McCarthy. Dave McCarthy is referring to Tommy Johnson, God rest him. He was the physio, the sponge man. He originated for Hartlepool. I think he was at Hartlepool as well as a sponge man. Came to Middlesbrough, and one night at Erston, one of the lads had done his leg. It turned out it was a broken leg, and Tommy came over and just started doing this there and put the sponge on it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, David. Obviously, Tommy's a great guy. God rest him. Absolutely agree on the tyre. There's no excuses. It's bull. It's bull. It's this modern game with the best pitches, best facilities, and all these fancy names, and everybody getting paid at it, and we make excuses. Surely they should play more games than what I've read out. More consecutive games. But that shows you how some fans are kidded. 18-year-old. Played about 10 games for Middlesbrough. 11, 12. 3 for Scotland. Tired. 18-year-olds. Dear God, 18, you used to play 3 games a week, didn't you? This was a top team we played tonight, Colin Ibbotson. We were off form. If we are having this level of debate after Millwall, I will be very worried up the borough. That's a fair point, Colin. Look, tonight we knew it was going to be the most difficult. But we failed. We failed miserably. First half, non-existent. We only performed for 30 minutes out of 97. We got the goal via a corner kick. A good in-swinger from Belazer, who a lot of people have been critical, on goal. But we had another couple of chances. Wow, some going from spite that Ray used to own the paper shop near me. Wow, some going from Spike. Spike Armstrong, God rest Spike. I got to know Spike coming to games and whatever. I never played when we went to Southampton way before I arrived in Teesside. But Spike Armstrong, by all accounts, his left foot was like a wand, like a magician's wand. And to play that, just think, 305 games on the bounce. And our players, well, all players in the modern game can't play 3 games, they want a rest. Players don't want a rest. The club make them have a rest. Does that make it right? I'm scoring goals and they go, oh, but you're a wee bit fatigued. I've looked at your stats and what a load of codswallop. No excuse in poor performances, but officials weren't any better tonight, Bernie. Penalty missed, yeah, possibly. Yellow card to Dick Steele, yeah. This is for Mark Scott after he was fouled, yeah. But as I say, I know you're the first one to mention that. That's fine. Do you know, I never really look at the officials, because officials, obviously they can cause a goal or give away a penalty. It does, it's an old cliche and saying, but over the course of the season it sorts itself out. But don't try and hide behind bad decisions. There was a couple of bad decisions, I'd probably agree with you, but that's not the reason we get beat. Messing about the backs we get beat. Gary Hill versus Southampton. For David, or was it Gary Gill that done his leg? Yeah. Gill's corrected you because it says Gary Hill. I'm thinking Gary Hill, yeah. Gill's well done. Gary Gill. Tommy liked working on getting greyhounds fit for Cleveland Park. Do you know, David, I'll let you into a wee secret. Tommy, God rest him. I played obviously in the first Wembley final with Middlesbrough Football Club 1990 against Chelsea. We lost 1-0. Tony DeRigo scored the goal, so it ended up a runners-up medal. I actually lost it. One of my kids at the time, who were very young, big lads now. I'm sure one of them took out the cabinet, lost it. And I was up seeing a guy one day in the hospital in Stockton. I was talking away and I told him, he was talking about the Zenith Cup, and I said, oh, do you know what, I lost one. And he says, listen, I've got one. I said, what do you mean you've got one? You never played, you're a Borough fan. He went, no, I'm related to Tommy, and he gave me his. I'll give you it. And I went, no, you're all right. He said, no, I'll give you it. It's not good to me. I never played. People know I wasn't there. Anyway, I've got it. It says Tommy Johnson in the back. Could be a story, innit? Yeah, I was a Tommy Johnson fan. Tommy's a lovely man. By the way, fit. He was fit as a butcher's dog. I don't know how old he was when he was at Borough and beyond, but I met him a lot of times. He's always sharp with his hands and used to get the karate chop and whatever. Is the Championship better with no VAR? I think so. I don't think VAR, when I watch the Premier League, dear God, kills it. Players are waiting about for 4 or 5 minutes. They're hemming and hawing. It's a goal, it's not a goal. You see wonder goals being disallowed for that much. It's ridiculous. Have you noticed Doak likes to play with his left foot, though he's right-footed? Why don't we swap wingers anymore to jazz it up? We'd love to see Doak flick on the left and either Jones or Foz on the right. Yeah, but somebody mentioned this the other week, and I agree. Days gone by, if you're on the left, so if I'm on the left and there's a right winger, and we're not getting the best out of the full-backs, we switch over and give them a different task and a different opponent for a spell. And if you're getting joy both sides, then you stick to it like that. And if you're not getting any joy, you swap over again. So yeah, that makes sense for me, but a lot of modern teams don't seem to do that now, do they? Well, listen, it's a minute over. I'm going to read one of these out and that'll be it, because I've got loads, but I'll read this one out and that's it. One page. Jono says, 3 changes tonight, Bernie, any surprises? No, McGree in, Latty Laugh and Clark. Yeah, I was cool with that. Jeff says, arguably our toughest game of the season tonight and we failed miserably. Mikey says, 3 minutes in. There's the thing. That's a good point. 3 minutes in, fine about the back. First half, we get away with it twice, so nobody talks about it. I've not even mentioned it. Balaza fannies about. The Welsh lad gets a shot off. Then Hackney messes about. Wrong area. They create havoc again. So the writing was on the wall. Don't take chances of risks. Leeds United, high pressing team. They've got quick lads, will close you down and harass you. So don't mess about. So we got away with it twice. And we still did it. Into the second half. Now where's the brains in that? When we look at the stats, there's the thing, we talk about stats in the mini game and you need a rest. Can we not have a look at the stats to see how many balls we give away in our own half? How many risks we take, how many chances we take, how many goals we concede through nonsense, how many times we get away with it through nonsense. Burnley officials don't give ball away. They don't score goals in own half of the pitch. 2 bad goals given away. Let's get over it. Next couple of games we're definitely winnable. Up the Borough, Des in Watford. Des alright, up the Borough, up the Watford boys. Oh no, it's yeah. Where are we? Tom, Hackney was poor tonight. Listen, I wouldn't cherry pick anybody. I think collectively we'll let ourselves down for the majority. Half an hour spell, we were half decent. 67 minutes, second best all over the pitch. Jimbo says, what have you made of our strikers in the last 2 games? Well, as I say, last 2 games, big games, top teams were playing. We've not scored a goal. Had very few shots. Burnley and then tonight against Leeds. So, big players, big strikers score goals in big games. And that's how I judge top strikers. Scoring consistently, but not scoring against all the weaker teams. Scoring against the big boys and the big guns. Tom says, you're forever saying messing about in the wrong areas. Find it perfect. Jim, well, I'm doing that. I'm fed up saying it's boring, repetitive. Listen, thanks very much for joining us. Saturday, I'll be on here. I do the Riverside, the Legends Lounge, and then I do the Dovecote Pub in Middlesbrough, and then I'll be, so let me think, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, I'll be doing the Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us. Let's hope we get back on track on Saturday. Don't forget, we talked about Borough per game. In recent games, we've been amazing. Burnley, we got a good point. Tonight, against Leeds, who are the Yorkshire rivals. As I say, we played for half an hour, 67 minutes we get done. And this constantly messing about in the wrong areas just infuriates me. Gets my blood boiling, my adrenaline levels up, and my pulse up, and yeah. Anyway, good night. Thanks for watching. Up the Borough. We'll be back Saturday and hopefully we win. Good night, evening. Good night, everyone. God bless you all. Stay safe and thanks again, Bernie. Stay safe and well. That's for dance, man. Thank you, Darren. Thank you. Cheers. Up the Borough. Cheers.